You know, having to lug around a magical sword that brought me all the way from Earthwater back home can be quite the hassle actually. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm able to wield it just fine, but it can get a little bit cumbersome. I mean, look, it is literally 3 times the size of a regular sword. And the thing with swords is that you're not necessarily going to be in combat that often, especially when you're just hanging about in an area just building whatever you want to. And that's why I've made myself a scabbard, where I can just store my sword and have it by my side like this. I have been exploring with Blockbench and seeing what I can make, and right now I have this little scabbard right by my side. And yes, this is just a bundle. It has its usual bundle features, but it can look like I put my sword by my side and I sheath it whenever I don't need to use it in combat. And I'll admit, it does look really cool. But speaking of that, hello everybody, my name is Shenko and welcome back to the Minecraft Survival Series, episode 35. I hope you all are well. We somehow made it all the way back to our home in the valley and the mountains from the sword that we found in Earthwater, which was the realm of Channel 64 SMP. Now we are going to get on with a lot in this episode, and we are going to start right here, up in the mountain where our keep is. Now we're not going to be working on the keep, but we are going to work on what's around the keep, mainly the path that's going to go up from the keep all the way down to the valley. Now I have since started with mapping out the path that's going to go from the valley all the way up into the gatehouse, and I've been testing it a little bit with deep slate all the way going down, and I like the use of deep slate. I just think it needs a little bit more refinement and we should be good to go. But other than that, I have been noticing a few things while building up the stairway. Now looking at the mountain itself, it does look a little bit bare. I mean, sure, there are a few cherry trees around here, but it's a little bit subtle. I feel like the path going from the valley to the gatehouse should have a lot more trees around the keep and the wall. I'm thinking that we get stuck in with a little bit of terraforming and also some environmental decoration, especially trees. I want there to be a whole ton of pine trees around here, mostly using spruce wood, but I also would like to add a few of these cherry trees because these mountains are ultimately cherry grove biomes, and it will be a... Hang on a minute. I'm gonna deal with you. How did you get here? There we go. Now I'm gonna sheath it. Where was I? Ah, yes. Pine trees, cherry trees, all around, up the mountain. Yep, that's the plan. Whole bunch of spruce logs. Spruce leaves. I actually might use some of these birch leaves to provide a bit of difference. And some leaf litter, because this is going to be very useful in decorating. Right, so to start, let's try one right here, where we can have a tree go up right here. I wouldn't want to make it too tall that it impedes the view, but usually these trees are somewhat tall. I think that looks alright for the height of the tree, and then start placing leaves around. It starts out thick at the bottom, and then eventually when you make your way up, it starts getting much thinner and thinner. That's the logic. Now, I gotta admit, trees aren't usually my strong point here. I'm not usually the best when it comes to organics, but you know, it's always good to go out of your comfort zone and try something new. You always gotta try and explore, see what you like and see what you don't like. And in these sort of instances, you always want to be going outside your comfort zone to see what you can create and what you need help on. You know what? That doesn't look too bad so far. I like where this is going. Of course, it's just one tree, but there will be a lot more circling around the path going all the way up to the keep. I can also have a bit of detail around, especially with the new leaf litter. I can just do this where I can have a whole bunch of leaf litter around like so to show that the leaves are falling down. Right now, this is actually pretty accurate to what I want, which is a lot of these pine trees just surrounding the mountain and surrounding the keep leading all the way up to the castle. So I guess we got nothing better to do than to just make a whole bunch of these pine trees around the mountain, and hopefully it will give us some really good ambience here up in the mountain. Shall we get to it? Let's do this. I feel like it'd be good to have a nice view from my tower in my starter home. Look at that. Oh my goodness, it looks amazing. Now that is quite the entrance into a keep on the mountain. Now of course, it's not finished. There's still a whole lot more trees that I need to add to the mountainside itself. But if we get a little bit closer, you can see that I have changed the terrain a little bit more. Now, on the right, you would see what the terrain used to look like. A lot of cherry blossom trees and a lot of cherry petals all on the ground. And now on the right, you would see that it has changed drastically. Now, one thing I noticed is that the cherry blossom biome grass looks much brighter. And I really like that. I actually think that this looks good when we're trying to make a mountainside forest. And I really like how these really tall pine trees came out. They look really cool. Maybe some are a little bit off-shaped here and there, but trees are not perfect. I'm not going to say that I'm the best at building trees, but as far as trees go, these look pretty good. And these are going to continue to expand all the way over here. There's going to be more of these pine trees surrounding the mountain itself, and we'll get this very nice forest biome. Now I have also did a little bit of terrain modifying with some podzol and some rough dirt and a whole bunch of the scattered leaf litter all around here. Some of them are on the path to the keep. Now I did build some pine trees on this side, and I've kept some of the cherry petals here. I was thinking about building some cherry trees here to blend in with the pine trees, but I'm not too sure which look I like. Do we like the simpler biome right here, or do we want to incorporate more of these cherry petals here? Anyways, I am really happy with how this all turned out. And this as an entrance into the keep looks amazing. I really love it. And the path is quite simple. Just deep slate all the way down into the valley. Looks really good. I like that. So far, our plan in terraforming and expanding our keep is going pretty well. I really love it. But let's move on to something else. And that is to continue expanding the keep. Now, I have outlined in stone right here the wall that's going to go around the keep. Now, in stone, this is the wall that's going to go up into the snowy area, and this is going to be a tower. Now, I want to tackle this keep one step at a time. I don't want to do too much in order to keep pace and not burn myself out. So what we're going to do now is we're going to focus on the wall of the keep, a tower, and maybe also this side of the wall. If we're able to get that done as well, it will be pretty cool. Right, let's go get some materials. Right, we already have a shulker box full of deep slate. What I need is shulker boxes full of stone, and we do have 2 shulker boxes full of stone. I just want to get the shape down first. If you've seen the last episode when I was building up the gatehouse for the keep, you would have noticed that I was only using stone to build up the shape before going in with all the rest of the details. And that is not going to be changing anytime soon. I'm going to be doing the same thing. We're going to be using stone to outline everything, and after that, once we're happy, then we come in with the other detail blocks. Now we need to see how tall we want this wall to be. Now I want it to be about that height, maybe. I don't want it to be too tall, so if we build it up like so. No, it's 14. Alright. 14 blocks tall. That should be fine. Alright. Let's get to building then. Alright, that doesn't look too bad so far. Now, all we have to do is build up that tower. Now, I'm not sure how tall this tower is going to be, but we'll wing it. It at least has to be taller than the wall itself. Yeah, you know what? I'm actually really liking where this is going. Now, obviously, it looks a bit plain, not gonna lie, but it's only stone and deep slate, which is a little bit simple, but we'll take some time to go temper with that. Ain't that right, Piggy? That's right. That's right. Right, the building continues. Let's do this. Now, isn't that a nice view so far of what we're doing? Honestly, I'm starting to like this, and I'm really excited about where this is going. Let's take a closer look, shall we? Let's go up here and take a closer look. So right here, I have nailed down a design that I have for the wall and the tower. As you can see, the wall is looking really nice. I really like the gradient of the deep slate going all the way down to the stone, the little accents of basalt and polished basalt as it drips down, really cool. And I started using a bit of coal ore to show bits of dirt in the wall itself. Now, it still isn't necessarily done. There are a few more simple details that I need to put in, namely the texturing of the stone bricks against the stone. But overall, I'm liking where this is going. Now, if we go into the gate tower by mining our way through, let's just say we go through here, you can see we do have a little underpass through the wall itself that will lead into the tower. Now, of course, there's nothing in the tower currently, but eventually there will be an entrance into the tower that can bring us all the way up to the top. But for now, the only way to get up into the tower is to go up the wall. So we'll go up the gate tower first. I really need to put a stairway up to here. And you come out of this door, you end up on the wall itself. You have a very nice view of the forest and the valley, and you also got a very nice view of what's going to be the courtyard. Hey, there's a sheep all the way over there. Now you go up to the tower itself. You come through this door. Currently it's scaffolding, but I think eventually I'm going to make it as ladders. You come up here and you have the tower. Now, I did go through a few designs initially. I was going to leave it as a open roof tower where snow will gather around, but I decided not to. I decided to put in a sloped roof to make all the snow fall off here so that it wouldn't weigh down this entire tower. But I really like it, looks cool. Started using some piston blocks, some cauldrons to... Oh, look at that, it starts... Oh, it's a thunderstorm. And I guess now you can sort of see what we're going for here. A castle up on the mountain that during the snow periods, it'll look amazing. It's just quiet as the snow falls from the sky and the clouds gather above. Looks really cool. Now it's not done yet. I still have to do this side of the wall, which if I knock down here, yep, it brings us to this part of the wall, which I'm still in the process of building now that I've narrowed down a design. Oh, isn't this beautiful? Isn't this beautiful? Though I do want to get onto some more building, so we are just going to sleep away this thunderstorm. There's a spider jockey right there. Now, since I've been working on the wall and the tower, I have also been working on the courtyard right here. I've been clearing out a whole bunch of area to make it nice and flat for some activities to be held right here in the courtyard. Eventually, the keep will be up on top of those mountains over there. But I am still in the planning stage for the great keep that's going to go up on this mountain. So instead, I am going to work on the first keep. This is going to be the first building or the first keep that was established when this castle was built. And so it's not going to be overly big. It's not going to be as big as the Great Keep that I have planned going up on those mountains over there. But it's going to go right here. A nice simple keep building that's going to go in this little area. Now, I do have a bit of stone that I can use to plan out the shape of the keep. So let's try something here. So like something like this. It doesn't look too bad, although if we want an entrance to the keep, I might want to put it right here? Maybe? Or maybe here. Okay, so I've returned with a few bits more of materials as well as a whole bunch of stone so we can raise the foundation of the keep that we have planned right here. Now, Mr. Sheep, I might have to move you out at some point, but you can continue to roam about here. Okay. I think I built it a little bit. Yeah, I think I overcounted on one of those sides. Yeah, so this is 6 instead of 5. Damn it! See, even as a builder, as someone who has been playing this game for quite some time, I am not immune to mistakes. And when you make mistakes, you have to bear the consequences. And sometimes those consequences are very, very time-consuming. I guess it teaches you a little bit more about the phrase, measure twice, cut once. And that's exactly what you should do with your Minecraft builds. So as of right now, the first keep is coming along pretty well. I really like how the shape is looking, and also the scale definitely looks a little bit larger than it needs to be, but I feel like that's a good thing. It gives us a lot of room to work with in the interior. I'm liking the look of the keep so far, though we still have a lot to do. Right, I'm gonna go work on the keep a little bit more, and I'll come back to you with an update once we finish either the shape or we narrow down the texture. Or maybe both, who knows. So since we left off, we have made significant progress on the first keep here in our castle. Look at that. Look at that. That looks quite cool, actually, it being the first keep in this kingdom. And as you can see, I have been experimenting with the textures in the walls, where I'm using basalt, polished basalt, and a little bit of deep slate to give it that sort of old feeling. This keep is meant to be the first keep that's built here on the mountain. And that's why it's going to look a little bit older, it's going to look a little bit more crumpled than usual. Now naturally, you can see with my pickaxe being very much busted, I mean we can see that it's on 100 durability, that we are far from finished, but we have made significant progress on the first keep. Now if we head on in, I'm not sure where the Wandering Trader is, but you can see that we have laid out the foundations of our interior, placed down the deep slate floor, and there's also a basement here. If I head all the way down... Oh, there you are. There's first the ground floor, which is the basement, which would be a cellar of some sort where you'll be storing items or food down here. Up here you have what you could call the Great Hall, where there'll be meals here, there'll be meetings and all that. You would meet the lords and ladies right here every day. Up this spiral staircase, you come up to the second floor, which I would assume would be some sort of garrison, to the third floor, which I have planned to be bedrooms and other rooms for the lords and ladies up here, or for guests that are visiting the kingdom up on the mountain. And then going all the way up to the top floor, we have the roof, in which most of my shulker boxes are here for safekeeping. We have these little wooden canopies, which serve a purpose for making sure snow doesn't end up collecting up on the roof. I might need to collect some more stone and some more tuff down the line, especially since we're going to be tearing down some of the snow to make way for some other blocks, but so far it is looking pretty good. So far, we're making significant progress, but now we need to make more progress, so I'm gonna go away, repair my pickaxe, and then we can get back to work. Right then, my pickaxe fully prepared, and we still got a lot to do, and you are somehow still there. I've gotta find a way to get you down. We are going to go into crunch mode, where we will try and complete as much as we can within an allocated time. Right, we got a lot to do. We gotta finish up the keep on the outside, and we also gotta finish this part of the wall and this tower right here. Are we ready? Let's do this. So we definitely took our time with things, but at the end of the day, voila. That is the start that we have established, and it looks amazing. Oh man. Let's take a closer look, shall we? Look at it from the bottom of the valley. It is starting to come together. The keep and the fortress is starting to look really nice. And I really like this ambience going up into the fortress itself. Looks amazing. All looks really tall, really big. The towers are now designed on both sides of the wall. And here we have our first keep in our castle. Right off the bat, from the block palette that I chose, I wanted to give an impression that this keep was going to be the first building up here in the mountain. That's why you see a lot of basalt, polished basalt, deep slate, tuff, and some tough bricks as well, to show that this is an older building per se. Now, of course, none of these floors are decorated with interiors. I only worked on the exterior, but we have planned a cellar down here. If we move up into the first floor, coming up the stairs here, we have the main hall, and we have a lot of space to work with, And a lot of space means that we have the option to go for double walls. Now I intend on also using spiral staircases to get up to the floors, and the second floor I have planned my garrison. So these are where our knights, our soldiers are going to be sleeping. There's a little doorway right here that leads out into a nice balcony overseeing the courtyard below. Now we also have these things right here which are called matriculations. I hope I'm saying that right. Now the spiral staircase leads us up another floor, which I have planned some bedrooms all the way up here. Again, no interior because I'm still in the process of doing that. And as you make your way up to the roof, you would see that this is where people can patrol, people can look out onto the mountains itself with some really nice views. We got some nice towers, we got canopies overlooking the 4 balconies just so snow wouldn't gather up on the roof. It would just slide off all the way down there. And we got really nice views of the mountain and the valley all the way over here. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. And of course, we also got matriculations right here so that bowmen on top can look down and fire arrows at the invaders all the way down there. But as of right now, we can take a step back onto the gatehouse itself and admire our first keep here in our fortress. It looks really cool. I mean, the sheer size of it is already really impressive and I really like how it turned out. It looks really cool. Now, second thing I was working on, if we come into the gatehouse and we go down here, I've been working on a little staircase that leads all the way down to the bottom of the gatehouse towers, and it's the same over on the other side. Now of course we have doors right here that will lead us up onto the wall itself, where we can have a really nice view of the valley and also the inside of the fortress itself. And as you make your way over here, the tower has also had an interior change, where now we also have a spiral staircase leading all the way down to the base. Now, my plan is to hopefully have some form of opening, although it is a little bit weird having the opening all the way up there when the bottom of the wall leads all the way here, but we'll think of something. So there you go, this is the first keep in our castle atop the mountain. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. I think it looks amazing. Now before we go, there is actually something that I think is missing from these 2 towers. Now of course I'm going to be extending the wall around the mountain to surround our castle and our kingdom, but something seems missing from here. And I think I might know what's missing. This flag is what led me here to begin with, to build up the keep and build something in honor of our colors, but I don't think blue and gold is necessarily right to represent House Stormwind. I think it's time for a refresh. Let's head inside my house and try something new. Look, I get it, the blue and gold is significant to my father, who is a knight, but let's be honest, the family is full of knights. We are meant to be the shield that guards the realm of the living. And I think I know what banner suits best to represent House Stormwind. Let's start with this. Hey buddy, would you like to see the new banner? You do? Alright. Here's the new banner. There it is. That's you, right? That's you right there. That's you. Look at you. I've been meaning to give the banner a little bit of a refresh, and even though the shield is a gold laurel on a blue background, I thought why not bring the blue back, but also incorporate the wolves, because who better to look over the mountains than these little guys right here? No, that's right. You want some steak? There you go. Well, we have the new banners. All we gotta do now is put them up on the towers itself. Now how does it look from here? Let's see it from afar. Oh yeah. But take a look at what we have made in this episode. Absolutely beautiful. Those towers with the flags up on top complementing the banners of House Stormwind. And I think it'd be a good time to retire my father's banner. And we'll place down the official banner of House Stormwind, the wolf. So we got on with a lot in this video, where we built up some nice palm trees, we built up the towers, the wall, and the first keep here in the kingdom of House Stormwind. But now I'm at a dilemma. I don't actually have a name for this kingdom, so if you actually have an idea for the kingdom name, leave your suggestions in the comments below, and I might consider them. I'm also brainstorming some ideas of myself, and hopefully I can come up with a name for this really nice kingdom up on the mountain. But I really like the progress that we are making right here. Next episode, I think I'm gonna do a lot more expansion to the kingdom and hopefully build a lot more of the wall and more of these towers. But I have in mind a farm that I would like to build here for a certain building block that is going to help us build some more wonderful buildings here up atop the mountain and down here in the valley. But unfortunately, we have run out of time for this video, so that's what I'm gonna call episode 35 of the Minecraft Survival series. I really hope you all enjoyed this video, as did I. I enjoyed my time in building the start of our kingdom and our castle atop the mountain. And it's gonna be really cool to see it expand over the next weeks, months, and year to come of what we can expand up there atop the mountain and here in the valley. But anyways, that's where I'm going to leave it for episode 35 of the Minecraft Survival series. I really hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe to follow along the journey with me. As always, you wonderful folks, my name is Shenko. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Take care of yourselves, be nice to one another. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Later.